Hello. So make sure you have a ball. If you have a bolster, get that nearby. Otherwise, 1 or 2 blankets will be just fine. And we're going to start with some breathing. So sitting nice and tall, you're also welcome to go on your back. Since this is more of a gentle therapeutic class, feel free to go on your back. But if you are sitting, make sure you have something under your bum and do your best to get super comfortable on your seat. You can sit cross-legged or with your heels under your bum. Just take a couple breaths to arrive here. Relax the shoulders as you exhale. Breathe down into the hips and the pelvis. Relax your jaw, your tongue. We're going to do a heart-centered breath practice. So first, exhale completely. You'll inhale from the base of your spine, your pelvic floor, up into the center of the heart. And as you exhale, let your breath kind of push out in all directions through the armpits, the back of the heart, the front of the heart. Inhale from the base of the spine up into the heart space. Exhale, really push the air out, armpits, back of the heart. Inhale the base of the spine up into the heart. Exhale, push it out. Now we'll go from crown of the head. Inhale, crown of the head, down into the heart. Exhale, push it out in all directions like a beam of light. Inhale from the crown of the head down into the heart. Exhale, push it out. Inhale from the crown of the head down into the heart. And really imagine your breath bursting out through the walls into space. We'll combine the two. So inhale from the crown of the head and the base of the spine into the heart space. Exhale, shine it out. Now add some metta phrases. Inhale, crown of the head, base of the spine, into the heart. May I be happy and peaceful. Exhale. Inhale from the crown of the head, base of the spine, into the heart. May I be healthy and strong. Exhale. Inhale, crown of the head, base of the spine, into the heart. May I be safe and protected. Exhale. One more. Inhale, crown of the head, base of the spine, into the heart. May I live with ease. Exhale. And just take a moment to feel the effects of that breath work. Maybe notice any tingling or vibrations. Just the quality of your breath and the quality of your thoughts. And the next time you inhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. And maybe choose one of those words that felt extra meaningful to you. And we'll start today chanting one Om together. Inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky. And then as you bring your hands to your heart, Om. Om. Bow your head to your heart. And release your hands. All right. Let's start on hands and knees. A little bit of movement. So bringing a blanket under your knees if you need to, or getting any extra padding you need. And just start with some cat and cow, maybe some big hip circles. Just kind of waking up the body however you need this morning. So big hip circles, rib circles, forward and back. Really no right or wrong here, just moving with the breath. So it's really good to maybe close your eyes and just kind of let your breath start and the movement follows the breath. And then coming into child's pose when you feel ready, and make sure you let your forehead land. So either making a pillow with your hands or sliding a block under. Just a couple breaths there. And we'll take our kneeling sun salutation. So as you inhale, stretch the arms up. You'll come up to kneeling, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, take a side bend, grab a wrist and pull it to one side. Inhale back to center, just nice and easy, go at your own pace. Exhale, other side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bowing in, round your back, push the floor away. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, bring the hips back to the heels, child's pose, just for a moment. Inhale, stretch the arms up. We'll change it just a little. Exhale, twist, one arm behind, one arm in front. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bowing in, cat. Inhale, open your heart. A little back bend, cow. Exhale, hips to the heels, child's pose. One more. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, interlace your fingers at your low back. Inhale, open the heart, roll the shoulders on the back, try not to lock the elbows. Exhale, release the hands. Take the arms up one more time, inhale. Exhale, bow in, round your back. Inhale, open the heart, cow. Exhale, child's pose and stay there. Let's take another breath there, relax your jaw. And then inhale up to hands and knees. So we'll do the thread the needle with the arms. Take your left arm up, inhale, just open the chest, a little bit leaning back. And then exhale, slide it all the way through. So you're coming onto your shoulder and the head can come down. This right arm can be like a kickstand. I like to kind of come onto the fingertips and I really pull that top shoulder back. But some of you might like to clasp the fingers and you kind of give it a little bit of a pull. Pull the hands away from each other. I like this. So big breath into the back of the heart and the shoulder blade. Relax your jaw. We're kind of working the upper back, shoulders, and chest today. A little bit of arms. One more big inhale. Pull a little bit if you like that. And then push your right hand down. Just be really slow about unwinding. You'll take the left arm up just for one more breath. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, left hand down. And then I always like to kind of do a little cat and cow to neutralize. So you can do that if you like. And then second side, right arm up, big inhale, open the chest, lean back, let it feel good, like a big yawn. Slide it through, exhale, right shoulder to the floor and head on the floor. And if you liked the clasping, you kind of clasp and pull a little bit. And that just kind of wings the back of the heart. And you can get a little more stretch there. You can play kind of leaning back just a little, but still really gentle. So you stay on the side, maybe you roll into the back of the head a tiny bit. And then push your left hand down. Inhale, open the right arm. One more breath here. And exhale, right hand down. And then once again, any little wiggles you like to do. If you like to do a downward dog, you can do that here as well. And then we'll get into the ball work here. So if you are near a wall, I actually prefer the chest work at the wall. If not, I don't really have a wall here, so I'm not going to use a wall. It still works just fine on the floor. So start with any ball you have, and you'll take it. So we're going to work the chest. We'll stay on the left side. This is my left side. You're going to work the chest. We'll kind of wrap under the arm and then get into the upper back on the left side. And then we'll move on to the right. So I want to do this whole kind of left quadrant before we switch sides. So start kind of at the center of your chest. So I'm going to use my hand just to start. You can kind of get an idea. But if you have a wall, take this to the wall. You can do it on the floor. I don't really prefer chest on the floor. It's just my boobs get in the way and my face is too close to the floor. But if you're at the wall, so you're kind of starting midline, go wide towards the arm. So using your hand might be enough. Like this might be intense enough for you. If you want more, you're taking it to the wall and doing that same work, just kind of rolling balls on the wall. If you have a block and you're at the wall and your face is just too close to the wall, you take the block and do the same thing. So you just have that block and all it does is kind of give you a little space so your head's not squished up against the wall. So you're sliding kind of on the chest. Can get in the collarbone, like right under it a little bit. Don't get into the throat really for this. And then what you'll do is you'll kind of start getting into this sort of where the chest meets the arm. There's like a sweet spot right there. I mean, even with my hand I can do it, but if you're at the wall, that's where you pin and hold. So you pin and hold, and then you play with the arm. So taking the arm straight out from the shoulder, you can push into the wall there a little bit and slide the arm up a little bit. You just kind of experiment. You know, this is your body. And that's the thing with ball rolling is it's really personal and everybody's body's different. So I just am here to kind of give you ideas, but it's really up to you on how and where you're working. So long exhale, especially on those kind of tender spots. I really love this kind of arm. It's like right in front of that shoulder. Long exhale. You can do it on the floor. It does work still. It's a little awkward. So eventually, you're kind of working your way under the armpit. Don't go in the armpit. It's more like you could feel the shoulder, the wing of the shoulder blade, and you're getting under there. So if you're at the wall, you can move the block out of your face. You can just kind of be on the wall here at your side. This is also one you can do on the floor. I still prefer the wall though, but you decide. You can play with both. So if you're on the floor, kind of right at the top of the ribs, the bottom of that shoulder blade. If you're at the wall, it's a little bit easier to go up and down and side to side, but still works here on the floor. This is I really love this spot. It helps if you work with your hands. So texting, typing, if you build stuff, anything you're using your hands a lot, or maybe you're writing a lot, those muscles go all the way up into the armpit, and so these little muscles get really tight. You kind of don't even realize it. So if you find a spot and you're like, oh, that's super intense, you pause, breathe. It can be really tender, and you're just in control of the pressure. And just to share, you can kind of get into this same, it's a little bit different, but it's similar with the block. You take the edge of the block into that kind of armpit. It's a little different, but works really nicely too. So eventually, you're rolling and you're getting onto the upper back shoulder. So if you're at the wall, just kind of start to make your way over there. You're wrapping the ball around. You're getting onto the back. You go side to side. You go up and down. So side to side, you just start to play with, you can imagine a bear scratching on the tree. If you're going up and down, play with bending your knees. If you're on the floor, let's demonstrate what that looks like here. So if you're on the floor, I like to do a pillow with my hands. And then I kind of do this side to side. So it can be more intense on the floor. Like if you're at the wall and you're like, no, I need more, then you can come to the floor. If you're at the floor and you decide you need less, go to the wall. So just start with a little more of a movement, side to side. It's fine to go across the shoulder blade, that's okay. Can kind of go on top, get nice and high into the shoulders up here, the tricep, or the traps. And then you find your spot to pin, you hold. So for me, it's kind of under the shoulder blade. And then I'll show you some ways to kind of get in there a little bit more. So take your arms straight out in front of you. So even if you're standing at the wall, just straight out and then across your body. So you're kind of winging the shoulder blade and you're creating a little bit of space to get in there some more. So I'm using my other hand as a pillow just so I don't have to hold my head up. But then you kind of find your spot, pin and hold. Maybe you hug the shoulder blade like you're wrapping the shoulder around the ball, like the wing of the shoulder. You can also play with some movement here. Do it really, really slowly. So it could be like this big arm circle that you start to do. Maybe you're taking the elbow wide. For me, this is a lot, so I'm imagining it can be super intense for you as well. So long exhale. I can't really see your faces. That would be my cue, is is this a lot and are you breathing? So try not to hold your breath. If you find a spot and you want to kind of let your head rest, that's fine. So you kind of take your pin, you hold, you breathe a little bit, and then you move it and find a new spot. So try to get up into this like trap area as well. And so for on the floor, I like to kind of pick my hips up a little bit and kind of push into the ball like that. And I did want to say, if you have two balls, if you're doing, like if you were doing this again at home, you could do one ball on each side and try both at the same time. That is fine. Today we're just working one side at a time. And then one more thing you can play with is this little bit of like a jiggle. So I'm picking my hips up just a little and kind of jiggling, finding a spot to just a little rock. Long exhale. And start to kind of wrap up this left side. Do any last little spot that you need to get at. And then come to seated and just kind of feel the difference in the right and left shoulders. Maybe roll them out a little bit. Maybe move your head around a little bit. Just really comparing right and left sides of the body. We work the whole front of the left chest and the shoulder and upper shoulder, upper back on only the left side. And then another way to compare is take the arms up and just reach the arms up and maybe try to get the arm bones kind of behind your ears and just, maybe do a couple arm circles. Notice the difference on the shoulder you worked and the one you didn't work. So hopefully one feels a little bit more spacious, a little bit more open. Maybe you can go a little bit farther, like behind your ear. That's shoulder flexibility right there. And then we'll get into second side. So taking the ball at your chest, start here. Center the chest towards the shoulder. So again, hand, if you're really tender, like if this is already enough, stay here, work your hand. Otherwise, you're at the wall with the block if you have it. So you're at the wall, kind of goes a little, awkward, but you do your best. Then you find the side of that kind of chest, where your chest muscle and your arm muscles meet. This little sweet spot right here. Push there. Breathe. Lean into it. Then play with the arm moving. So just notice, like, if you take your arm out to the side, how the ball hasn't moved, but it changed the sensation. So stretching the arm out, taking it up, very, very slow. Maybe you move the ball a little bit. If your hand's on the wall, you can push against the wall just a little bit. That'll give you a little bit of strength in the arm, where that makes your nervous system knows, okay, my body's safe to go a little further when you have that integrity. A big breath. And then maybe the arm goes up a little bit, so just kind of play. Eventually, you're kind of rolling under this wing here, like this bone right here. You don't want to go in the armpit. Keep it on the muscles. And the bones of the shoulder is fine. You can stay on the bones. You don't want to go on the spine. The bones of the shoulder are fine, but don't go on the spine. So here, if you're at the wall, you kind of go up and down a little bit, go in there side to side. You can do it on the floor. More intense on the floor. Okay. Make a little pillow with your hands. Long exhale. Like if you find yourself, your face is like scrunching, just remember that's like your little reminder to take a big breath. And if you find your spot that you want to hold, keep breathing. And you just slowly work your way towards the back side of the body. Try not to rush getting there. Like really try to play in the armpit or the underarm a little bit. And then if you're at the wall, you're just standing. You start to wrap it around to the back side of the body. Play with going side to side across the shoulder blade. Play with going up and down a little bit. If you're on your back, again, it's more intense. So if you do like it a little bit deeper or stronger, you would come on your back. But the wall, you know, you can get plenty deep at the wall too. And it doesn't necessarily have to be deep. Maybe your body doesn't want a deep massage right now, but even just rubbing the skin like over the muscles can be really beneficial. If you were like trying to share this with someone and it was too much to have these hard balls, a softer squishy ball is still good, so it doesn't have to be hard. We're trying to lubricate the fascia, so that's just the connective tissue that kind of is running through your body and it holds your muscles and your bones together. And in the shoulders and the chest, I feel like we are so tight. We're tight and kind of rolling forward in the chest. We're tight but overstretched in the back, so we have to build the strength in the back and open the chest to find the balance. So ball rolling is really good for opening and lubricating the fascia. Also, drink a lot of water. It's like, you know, a lot of stuff's going on. You're kind of breaking up a lot of stuff. So if you haven't played with taking the arm up, do that. Take the arm up and then across the body, so it wings the shoulder blade out. You can kind of get under the shoulder blade a little bit. So I kind of broke these classes into just parts of the body. If you were to spend an hour and doing an entire full body ball roll, like I've done that before and I got a headache. So, you know, staying hydrated really helps. A lot of stuff moving around. So take another couple, maybe 1 or 2 more minutes here on your back. Make sure you get into the upper shoulder, kind of right next to your neck area. If you're on your back, you can play with picking the hips up and kind of leaning into that a little bit, or you can do this sort of rocking. So your head is either resting on the floor if you're on the ground, or you're holding your head in your hands. Try not to use any strength in your neck to hold your heavy head up. So take another couple seconds to wrap up that side. And then once again, coming to seated, just to kind of compare, maybe do a couple shoulder rolls. Taking the arms up, Circling the arms, hopefully they feel a little more balanced and a little more open. That is my favorite work here, chest, upper back. Besides the feet are one of my favorites too. Okay, I want to share one more thing, and it's for the arms. You don't need your ball. You could theoretically use the 2 balls in the net would work for this, but we're just going to use the knee. So take your left forearm to the floor. Actually, we'll start with the arm. So the right, kind of use this strong bone in your arm to dig into the muscles here in your arm. So you can use the elbow a little bit, and you're trying to just rub out the forearm muscle here. I like to get closer to the elbow, like the meaty part of the forearm, dig and slide. But, play with it. You can also flip your hand around, kind of get into the top side of the arm. We'll show you what that would look like if you have the net balls. So if you were playing with this with the 2 balls in the net, it would look like this, kind of roll. I actually really enjoy using the knee. So the knee looks like this. You take the knee, so I use my right arm as a pillow, step the knee on the forearm and dig. And some of you could do like other knee on the hand, kind of like the thumb area, and kind of massaging that is really nice too. So if it's a little bit tricky to kind of fold yourself that tight, then using the arm is great. And if it's not super comfortable for that, that's when you would want to have the net ball. And this could be done like a little higher, even on a table. So if you guys don't have the 2 balls in the net and you are local, I do have extras of these, and they're $15. And I could get it to you if that's something you wanted. I used tennis balls for a long, long time, and you could do like 2 tennis balls in a sock. So when you're ready, kind of slowly wrap that up. And then again, it's always really nice to compare, like flex the wrists, kind of feel the difference in right and left. Maybe roll the wrists out a little bit. And then do the other side. So right arm to the floor, digging with the left elbow and forearm. And just kind of relax your fingers. They'll kind of start to curl as you rub. That's fine. And play with all parts of that forearm. Maybe you get onto that other side. And if you like the knee version, step your knee onto the forearm, dig. So same idea, you play with sliding a little bit, and you play with pinning and holding. This can be like for gardeners, this is such a good one. If you've been gardening. There's like all these parts of the body that you don't even realize are tight. Like for me, this armpit area and the forearms, you don't even realize until you start to play with them and work with the massage and the fascia. And the other part that's kind of interesting is since we are all connected, our fascia is connected, like you can work one part of the body but really feel it in all the other parts of the body. So that's also something to kind of start to tune into and notice. So when you feel ready, kind of unwind from that, shake it out a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna move into a supported side bend. If you have a bolster, you'll put that here. Your bum is on the floor and you'll just kind of drape over in this side bend. Your legs can kind of be staggered. You might like to have a blanket between your legs, like a little knee pillow. Or you might like to have, what I like to do is give myself a little head pillow, sort of like that. So if you don't have a bolster, you use your blankets. And, you know, it depends on your blanket, and you just do your best to make it kind of solid. Maybe you have two. Maybe you do it in a roll instead of a square. It doesn't really matter. You're just trying to get something under your waist here so you can get this little bit of a supported side bend. So the bolster is kind of big. That's why I like to have this little extra pillow for my head. If you have the blanket, probably you would want it a little bit lower, like more in the waist area. When I did it with the blanket, I liked it lower. With the bolster, I like the bolster a little higher. So you just play with it and go ahead, it's fine to change it. Once you kind of get there, you do a little test run and then fix it. So top arm overhead, trying to get this long breath in the side here. If you want a little extra, like we did earlier, you clasp your hands and just a little gentle pull, not a lot. And you could also play with stretching the top leg and maybe scooching it back. So this is not quite a restorative pose. It's a little more of an exploration because we are going to play with some movement. But I do want you to feel supported. So again, playing with that top leg, just experiment. And then take the arm straight up to the sky. And this is a little bit of shoulder work. So pretend like you're spinning a doorknob. You want to spiral your arm bone all the way in as far as it'll go and all the way out. So internal rotation as far as it can go. External rotation, and really play with this arm bone rolling in the shoulder socket. Then face the palm towards me. Move the shoulder onto the back. So you kind of let the shoulder fall onto the back of the heart, and then slowly let that arm kind of reach behind you. So it just depends on your flexibility there. You don't want the shoulder kind of hugging up towards the ears. Keep it more on the back of the heart. You can get a little stretch, like reach behind you. And then we'll take it into a big circle, but really slow. So start to bring the hand down towards your hips and in front of your body, all the way up and around. So when I get up here, I like to bend the elbow. It just helps me feel more integrated in the shoulder socket. And then I can kind of stretch it long from there. So take a couple circles. Go both ways. And then you'll take your, you'll move a little, this blanket or the bolster a little bit higher, so it's kind of on the shoulders, and come to the front edge. You're gonna open up into a twist here. So just play with it. I like to have the hands behind the head and slowly, so you're kind of opening up into this twist, open the chest, and then close again. And maybe your arms go up, so it's just sort of what feels good in your body. So you are playing with this twist and a little bit of kind of using the bolster and the blanket to massage, so like a gentle way to massage the upper back. And if you like to stay open in that twist a little bit more, you can. And then carefully unwind, push your hands down so you're coming up really slow, help yourself come to seated, and then we just pause in neutral to feel and compare once again. You can close your eyes if you like, nice deep breath, just feeling the difference in the right and left sides of the body. So we got this big side bend on one side, but a little bit of this like massaging and twisting in the bottom side. And then switch sides from here. You can just turn around. I'm gonna flip this way. So side bending over your bolster or your blanket. Again, bring all the props you need. Maybe you are pulling pillows off the couch. That's fine too. Actually, like a pillow, a couch pillow might be similar to a bolster, like a little bit harder than a blanket. So the idea is you're completely supported, not a lot of effort, and lots of breath. So big breath into this space. If you're finding that your body is like clenching and holding, like for me, this is not comfortable. So take the time to give yourself that little extra support that you need. Your nervous system will thank you for it. And then you'll actually be able to get a little bit deeper and just have a little bit more ease. And maybe it means a blanket under the knees. So again, play with a little bit of moving that top leg. Just get a little extra side bend or pull on those hands, pull them away from you. And you can, do other things with the leg, kick it behind, kick it in front. Take that left or whichever other arm straight up to the sky and start with that internal rotation, external rotation. So really think about lubricating the shoulder joint. Spiral in and out, and then you'll take that shoulder, so kind of let it drop onto the back of the heart, and then let that top arm reach behind you. So make sure you're really integrated in the shoulder before you reach and stretch. And then really slow, start to bring the hand towards the hips. We're taking it into big giant arm circle. And kind of let it be a little bit lazy, but you still want to be integrated. You don't ever want the shoulder joint hanging out of the socket. It needs to be hugging in to feel safe and protected. Go the other way. And then slide your blanket or your bolster just a little bit higher. Come to the front edge. So I like to have my hands behind my head and kind of do this open and close with the elbows. So inhale, slowly start to open, the head leans back, the heart opens, and unwind, exhale. Maybe this arm reaches up and over. So again, it's fine to experiment. I do want you guys to be comfortable with kind of making things up, because that's when you feel confident making it up, you are more likely to do it at home on your own. So maybe you hold open a little bit, maybe this leg comes across, so fine to play around. And let whatever's on under you kind of be like another massage tool. Just gently opening the upper back. And then from here, so when you feel ready, we'll get into our restorative pose. So you'll need one blanket for this. It's Mountain Brook. One of my favorites. So you'll take it long, kind of long, and then like a medium roll. So I'm rolling it up just a little bit. Because this is restorative, we don't want to feel like over effort. This is going across the shoulder blades and the upper back. So I kind of start with my head behind, my hands behind my head. I start really high with the blanket roll really high. Then I pick my hips up and kind of bring my shoulders up and over. I even kind of feel like the blanket is dragging the shoulder blades a little bit down behind the heart. When you're here, you want to get where your arms can kind of relax. So my arms are over the roll, straight out, or cactus arms. If you get there and you feel like you need a little tiny blanket for under the head, I actually prefer that. You would do that. A couple other options. So bolster or blankets under the knees. You can let your legs be relaxed. If you have a strap, I know I didn't ask you to grab one, but you could have a strap over the legs here, which is, and over legs over the bolster, which can be really nice. So if that's something you want to get, strap around the thighs, that's an option. So if you get there, and it's fine to, these things you got to test and then reassess. If you get there and you're finding like you're just a little bit too high and your shoulders can't quite and your head's like this, slide the blanket under the head or come out and unroll the blanket a little bit. So it's just this tiny little heart opener, this back bend. So get kind of cozy and rested. Another thing is a blanket over the body. If you're someone who has a weighted blanket, that might be super nice here. Relax your belly as you breathe. Relax your fingers and toes. Let your eyes be heavy. Unhinge your jaw, soften your tongue. And breathing into the space around the heart. Exhaling in all directions, through the legs, through the fingers, through the crown, through the top of the body and down towards the earth. into your belly, your lungs, and your heart. Slowly wiggle fingers and toes. Really lazy as you can. Bend your knees and roll to your side. And slide the blanket out of the way. You're just gonna come right into Shavasana here on your back. So just trying to stay nice and slow and lazy. You can leave whatever was under your legs if you like, but let your back be have nothing underneath it now. And settling into Shavasana. Take another soft breath in, relax the belly. And let it go, feel your bones get heavy. And let gravity help you settle into stillness. Resting in Shavasana. into the belly, the lungs, and the heart. As you exhale, gently bring movement back to the body. Wiggle fingers and toes. Reach your arms overhead. Take a lazy stretch. Bend your knees and rest on your side. And stay there for at least 1 or 2 breath cycles. Really trying to honor the stillness for as long as possible. And when you're ready, pushing with your hands and slowly make your way to seated as you're ready. And sitting tall. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And just take a moment to honor your efforts for showing up today and feeling the effects of your practice. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. May all beings be happy and peaceful. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings be safe and protected. May all beings live with ease. And may all beings benefit from your yoga practice. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.